Hey everyone, John Hartley. I've got some old silver. 4 coins came in the mail today. But first, I am going to be on YouTube a little bit less, not a whole lot less, but a little bit less. Try to make this as quick as possible. Since I've retired, I've let my fitness go down. It's easy to do. When you retire, you can get lazy quickly. So I need to get my body back in shape. I'm getting older. I had a birthday the other day and it kind of reminded me of this. So I bought one of them fancy bicycles you see advertised on TV where you don't have to go anywhere. You just ride it in your bedroom. And it's really cool. It's got a 22-inch screen in front of it, and you can ride all over the world and all this other stuff. You've seen them on TV. And the first part of it to get here was separate. Because a lot of the reviews, they said, hey, you might want to protect your butt a little bit. So I got a gel cushioned cover for my seat, because the seat is apparently really, really hard. I was doing a video not too long ago, and I started talking about my coffee, my Keurig, and I tried all kinds of coffee, and then I got off on a tangent. Imagine that. And I forgot to say that I picked, after so long of trying every different sort of coffee, the best coffee was McCafe. The McDonald's coffee is perfect, excellent, wonderful. Well, that's good. Yeah. Every once in a while I go back to places that I have bought coins from before. And recently, a few videos back, I got a coin or two from a eBay channel called Caesar's Ghost. And I talked to the guy afterwards, told him about the video. He watched it. He thought it was a good video, and he was very thankful. So I had a coin in mind that I wanted to buy, and I looked at him first, and sure enough, he had a very nice copy of it. And so then, it wasn't very expensive. So I went digging further in what he had for sale, and I found 4 coins that I liked. Oh, I skipped over this part. The reason I'm not going to be here as much as normal is because the exercise bike I bought was expensive, and I bought it over a period of time. You can buy it outright or buy it with a installment plan. And so I did the 12-month installment plan, and so that's going to take a little bit more out of my monthly budget that I've already decreased. So I just won't have as much money to buy as much stuff. Put it that way. Alrighty. There's my invoice. Here is Caesar's Ghost business card. On YouTube, it's simply Caesar's Ghost. Caesar's Ghost Numismatics, to be exact. But if you type in Caesar's Ghost, that's where you'll find him. So we got 4 foreign coins in here. Only one of which is not silver, but the rest of them are varying degrees of silver. So let's start with the one that I went onto eBay looking for in particular, because it popped up somewhere and I realized I didn't have an older silver peso from Mexico. So I went looking for it, and I found this. This is a really nice example. 1 peso. It's this is a 1943 coin flip. 1943. It is 720 silver, and that is the highest amount of silver in today's coins. I hope that's focused. It's got edge lettering on it. Eagle holding a snake, cactus, and such down there. And then, what do they call those? Fabian hats? They derived from the hats the French wore during the time of their revolution. So they stand for liberty. And it's got radiant beams around it. And it was minted in Mexico. Very pretty coin, but a classic design that many of you have. Some of these others are a little bit more obscure. To include this one. This one struck me. This is the only one that's not silver. This is copper nickel. And, but the obverse has a very interesting likeness. It's not that often that you see a portrait on a coin facing you, and it gives it almost a high relief feel to it, though it is not obviously high relief in person. This is 1936 Brazil 400 Reis. I had to look up that word to learn how to pronounce it. And like I said before, it's copper nickel. The reverse is not as exciting to me. They could have done a better job on that, but I think this may just be a design that has been used in other coins, where this one is Oswaldo Cruz, and he was some famous scientist or something like that in Brazil. But that struck me as pretty, so I picked that up. The next one is Swedish. This one, the obverse, got a little bit of a unique design, as his neck is very skinny. But also what struck me about this coin was just a really, really, really nice shape. It blazed white, blast white, and beautiful reverse. This is a 46 Sweden 2 kroner, and this is 400 silver. Beautiful coin. You know, I mostly collect American coins, but I also like either silver or interesting designs. Don't have to be silver if it strikes me. Foreign coins. So this is 1955 South Africa. and I'm going to have to look at this a little bit. It may be, I guess. The dealer says this is a proof, and it does have a shiny reverse or a field, and of course a proof over the years can get a foggy appearance to it, so it may be. I'm sure he sells thousands of coins, so he knows what it is. But this is a shilling from 1955 South Africa, and it is 500 silver. This is the design that caught my eye. And this guy, Caesar's Ghost, he's very aware of what catches your eye, because he puts this in the main picture on eBay instead of just a portrait of Elizabeth. You show a portrait of Elizabeth, and it could be many, many coins. Of course, this one, instead of all the titles on it goes around, this one only just says Elizabeth II Regina, which is Queen Elizabeth. Regina meaning queen. It doesn't say by the grace of God and defender of the faith and all that other stuff. So this is supposed to be a proof. This, if it is a proof, has a mintage of 2,850. I did make notes today because I had so many coins. The let's see here. The Brazilian copper nickel coin here is very common. There were 4 million made of that in that year. The peso, 47 million were made of that, so obviously not rare, but that makes it to where you can easily find a beautiful example like this. And this one's relatively rare. This is the Swedish coin, and got old skinny Gustav V on there. And this one was just under 1 million. 978,000 of these were made. So part of my new goal on getting fit is also adjusting my sleeping hours. Many of you may know that I sleep at night, or excuse me, I'm a night owl, and I go to bed about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, last night I went to bed at 12:30, woke up at 4, didn't really know where I was and why I was asleep, and it's still dark outside. Went back to sleep, got up at 8. So I got almost 8 hours of sleep, and I feel real good, and I've already had 2 cups of coffee, and it's still only 11 o'clock in the morning. So I did pretty good. But I need to get my body back in the shape it was when I retired. And I'll let you know as I go. What's coming in the mail? Nothing's coming in the mail. I do have a couple of eagles coming just to fill the tube, and I've got my eye on, or should I say eyes, on another Australian coin that was similar to the one with the goat's head on it that I bought a while back, and it's going for like $2.99, and nobody's bid on it yet. But it's silver, but it's a small silver coin. So I'm looking at that, and the Mint's got a couple of things coming out soon. The first of the 2019 American Innovation uncirculated dollars are coming out, but they're not coming out individually. You have to buy them on the aftermarket if you don't want to buy a bag or a whole roll. And I have a place that buys rolls and sells them And I like rolls better than bags because they don't have as many bag marks. Rolls shouldn't have any bag marks, and he separates the ones he gets from just uncirculated to gem proof. So he separates the